Hi, welcome to Love It or Hate It, Just Rate It in the comments.
And don't forget to hit the button to subscribe and bang the bell for notifications.
So we are going to provide you with a movie review today. Whew. So it's a show called, or not a show, it's actually a movie on Netflix called Selfless. It's so good. Oh my God. It's about being selfless without your actual self. It's so good. So it's like a body snatching type thing. And go ahead, give them some details. You're really good at explaining this.
Okay, so in the movie Selfless, it has my favorite actor, who is Ben Kingsley, and another good actor, Ryan Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Kingsley is this tycoon, building, real estate, billionaire. And he's sick. He's dying of cancer. So he only has like less than 6 months to live. And he's accepted his fate. He's gonna go on, pass away, I guess leave all his billions and millions to his daughter.
And she doesn't want it.
Right. So he makes an appointment to go and meet up with his daughter, which they've had a pretty shaky relationship all along. Because, he's a businessman. He's been doing his business, and she was not part of that business. So anyway, she runs a nonprofit. He goes over to meet with her. He just wants her to take the time out. Okay, see there? He wants her to take time out from her business where he wouldn't do it. But anyway, he wants her to go out to eat and sit down and da-da-da-da. But she's really busy. She wasn't expecting him. It wasn't planned. So she said no, she couldn't go. They'd have to do it another time. But she did notice that he wasn't looking well. And he goes, no, I'm fine. Everything's good. And he goes in his jacket and pulls out an envelope, which is, of course, a check. And that really set her on fire. She said, you can...
It did.
Yeah. She said, you think you can fix everything with your checkbook? No, you cannot. And so he said, I didn't come here to argue with you. He left. He said, I'm gone. So that really set him off. That upset him a lot, because here she doesn't know that he's dying. He's trying to give her some money, and she won't accept it, but he doesn't want to tell her. So somebody had slipped him a little business card that had the name of this company, where he could go to this company and said on the back of the card, they can help you. So he looks it up, and it's like called shedding, like how a snake sheds its skin. So he calls it, and he goes and he sees them, and they make a deal. And he has to start making preparations, getting ready for this transition. And
this deal cost $250 million.
Okay, so we know he had a couple of millions. So
he had billions. He was a billionaire.
He had to have billions.
Mm-hmm.
So then the guy that he was working with, this guy, well, first, before that, when he looked it up on the computer, it was this old guy sitting in a wheelchair who was talking all about it. And so this is the guy that he was going to contact. But this guy had evidently already passed away. Okay.
Or did he?
Okay. So
that's the question.
Yeah. So go ahead, add something in there.
Well, one of the major things is, he goes there because they're actually exchanging bodies, okay? So it's this scientist, and he's developed a way where he can transfer someone's like mental, just basically their actual being. Their consciousness and their actual being, okay, to another body. And so the scientist gentleman explained, okay, we grow these bodies in the lab. These are grown here. So, and I think, right, this is what he said. They grew the bodies in the lab, and then, they're walking up, looking at the body, and the body goes, whoo, it does a little shake. He's like, oh, sometimes it has little, reflexes, whatever. And so whatever. So he's in the lab, he's looking at it, he's thinking about it. So then he decides to move forward. And he explained to him, your death has to be public. So he's truly taking on a whole nother identity. He's not the same. He's not Damian Hale anymore. He's going to be this new dude, Mark. What is his last name? I don't remember his name. His first name is Mark. So he has to take on a whole new identity, but he was smart. He did put some money aside. So he's still in his billions of dollars. Okay. So you don't get that twisted. He kept his dollars. But there was a twist. It was a major twist to it. So I'll say this. It gives a little, but they give each patient a little bottle of red capsules, I think, to last a week. So, they keep giving them these capsules because they have hallucinations. And those capsules keep the hallucinations at bay. It keeps them away. They don't have to hallucinate anymore, any of that stuff. So that's one of the key things there. Okay. I can't tell you the whole thing because, oh my God, it's
I'll
so
tell
good.
you. Let me tell you.
Oh,
I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so look, with this guy, Damien Hale, the guy that he was working with, this scientist or whatever, who's gonna take his consciousness and put it into another person. He doesn't, you have to have a public death. It has to be public.
Right.
So he meets up with, his right ace partner, and they're signing up the papers because, he has to sell the company. So he has to sell the company so, he can have all this money since you've made all these billions of dollars. Now you're transferring over to a new body. So nobody knows anything about Damien Hale because Damien Hale will be dead. But at least you won't have to work anymore, and you can enjoy all the money that you've worked hard to make throughout your lifetime. Okay, so him and the guy are signing up the papers, and the scientists had recommended that he have some kind of, what was it, chickpea or
chickpea tea or something like that.
Yeah, there's certain kind of tea. So so I guess they had put something in that tea. So when he's looking at that tea, because I know he's thinking in his mind, should I really, really do this?
Right.
This tea? He's sipping it up, he's looking at it, examining it. And so finally he goes on, and he drinks it straight down. And when he drinks it straight down, it start working immediately. And he passes out right there at the table. His friend almost has a heart attack. And, they call paramedics, and they take him away. Everything is in motion. It is going now. So,
but they didn't take him to the regular hospital. They took him to the lab where they had the other body to do the exchange of the bodies, which was successful. That body exchange was truly successful. But those side effects, they're major.
Yeah, but you know what this movie, it reminds me of, and I hope a lot of you already have seen the movie Get Out.
Oh, I did see Get Out, yeah. Oh, yeah, it does.
It does. It reminds me of Get Out. But the only thing with Get Out, maybe the people who made Get Out saw this one. And they decided to make Get Out. And, the technology nowadays is a little bit better. So, in Get Out, they didn't have the hallucinations.
That's a shame, Mom. Oh, but you know what? Here's one of the major things, though.
What?
So, I wonder, should I tell them this part?
Yeah, tell them.
Okay, bottom line, here's the thing. So they weren't growing those bodies in the lab, okay? Those bodies were not growing in that laboratory. Those were other people's bodies. So basically, like, there was the gentleman who had a family, but his daughter was really sick. But this laboratory said, you know what? You give us you give yourself to us. Sell your body to us, and we will take care of your daughter. Your daughter won't be sick anymore. She'll be fine. So that's what he did. So he gave his body over, basically killing himself, for this other gentleman, for Damien Hale. But Damien Hale didn't know that. He thought the body was grown there, but it wasn't, okay? So now the hallucinations, they're not really hallucinations. They're the memories of the person whose body he took. And in reality, the person is not really dead. As you continue to take those pills is what's killing them. So if he eventually...
Well, those pills, I think, the scientist told him he would have to take them for about a year. But I think you probably have to take them indefinitely. Because that person is seeping through, is trying to come back. You're trying to come back to yourself.
But eventually it's killing off that person. Because remember his friend who had the pills? He said he had them reverse engineered because he didn't want to have to be dependent upon,
getting them from the
other dude.
Right.
But his son didn't need them anymore. He didn't need the pills anymore, so he had the extra ones.
And that's the strange thing about it, because in this was his best friend, the one who worked with them, his right-hand guy. So when they went to his house, and this was so strange. Tell me what you think about this. when they went to the house, remember when they were in the restaurant speaking, and he said, you know, the maids keep quitting. And we just cannot keep a maid. So once we have the house finished, we can have company come over. But it's kind of hard right now because maids keep quitting. So then when they went to the house, and remember all the mirrors were covered up in the house?
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I wonder if all the maids are struggling with the strange things that are going on with this kid. While I'm watching, I said, wow, why are the mirrors covered up? And so what they were doing, they were covering the mirrors up because even though they put the little boy's consciousness into another child, every time you look in the mirror,
It's not him.
it's not him. So they said, we keep the mirrors covered up, then he'll forget what he what he looked like.
That's a shame. That is not funny. Oh my God.
So I guess the maids must have been having a real issue with this. And then,
Oh, I didn't think about it like that. I didn't.
yeah, and then you know how his room was like in the hidden wall.
It was hidden. Seriously.
Yeah, so they probably told the maids that they couldn't talk about that, and maybe the maids couldn't. You know, the maids are probably, what the heck is going on in here?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about the maids at all. Like, I didn't think about why they would be leaving constantly. But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because I thought it was strange that the guy mentioned the maids. I mean, why would a maid keep quitting? I'm sure you're paying them what they should be, you know. So but I think that it had something to do with that little boy.
Oh, that makes so much
Or
sense.
maybe they're taking those maids and
Mom, doing the body exchange, selling the maids.
okay.
That, you know, that would be terrible. That would be terrible. I didn't see any women in there, but they probably had some women stashed somewhere. Bottom line, this movie is so good. It's so good. Oh my God. Selfless.
Selfless, and I think it's kind of like a guy flick too.
It's definitely a guy flick.
Yeah, it's a guy flick. So, ladies out there, share it with your significant other, your husband, whoever. Tell a friend about it. It's a really, really, it's an excellent movie, and that's all I have for now.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well, we appreciate your support. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, tap the button and subscribe. Bang the bell for notifications.
Ding.